Alright, so let's look at this reteach to get you ready for the retest. So real quick for these formulas, for lateral of a prism is perimeter of the base times the height. Total is perimeter of the base times the height plus 2 times area of the base. Alright, for a cylinder, lateral surface area is 2 pi r(h), or in other words 2 times pi times r times h. And then total is 2 pi r(h) plus 2 pi r squared. Okay, for a pyramid, lateral is perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2. Total surface area is perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2 plus b. Alright, and then for a cone, lateral surface area is pi RL, and total surface area is pi RL plus pi r squared. Alright, so this first one says find the lateral surface area of a cone, which is this one right here. So we need to do pi times the radius, which is 3, times the slant height, which we do not have at this point. The slant height, the L, is this right here. So we're going to have to use Pythagorean theorem. We're going to do 3 squared plus 4 squared square rooted. And if you type that in your calculator, that's going to give you 5. So the slant height for this cone is 5. So now my calculator, I'm just going to type in pi times 3 times 5, which is 47.12 square inches. And that's it. That's the lateral surface area of that cone. Okay, next one asks for the total surface area of this prism, which total surface area of a prism is this formula right here. So P times H plus 2 times B, perimeter of the base. So perimeter of the base is going to be 16 plus 5 plus 16 plus 5. Let me write this down. P times H plus 2 times B. So for the perimeter of the base, we're going to do 16 plus 5 plus 16 plus 5, which is going to be 3242. And then the height is the distance between the bases, which in this case would be 14. Alright, plus 2 times B, capital B, which is area of the base, which would be the area of this. So 16 times 5, which should be 50, 30, 80. Okay. And so I'm just going to do 42 times 14 plus 2 times 80. And it should be 748 square feet. On the back, so total surface area for this net of a cylinder. So we need to find the area of each piece, need to find the area of both circles, which they're going to be the same. So I'll find one, I'll have both of them, and then find the area of the rectangle. So to find the area of this circle, I'm going to do pi times 7 squared. So just typing this in my calculator, pi times 7 squared is 153.94. Okay, so that's the area of this circle, and it's the area of this circle. So they both have an area of 153.93. And then for the rectangular part here is going to be length times width. Just length times width for a rectangle, 44 times 20, which is 880. Okay, so 153.94 here. So what I'm going to do is add these three numbers. The two circles, which they're both 153.94, and then this 880. So I'm going to go 153.94 plus 153.94 plus 880. And just going to type that in my calculator. 1,187.88 square centimeters. All right. For this one, total surface area of a pyramid, the formula's on the front. It is P times L divided by 2 plus B. Okay, so remember P is perimeter of the base. So for perimeter of the base, I'm going to add 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14. So in other words, I'm doing 14 5 times, which is going to be what, 90 or 70 I mean? The slant height is actually given to me right there. I don't have to do anything for that. It's just 23. Okay, divided by 2, and then plus B. Okay, B is area of the base. This is a pentagonal pyramid, so the pentagon is the base. The pentagon is the base. So for me to find B, the area of the base, I've got to find the area of this pentagon. So I'm going to do apothem times perimeter, which I found just a second ago was 70 divided by 2. So I'm going to, in my calculator, just do 9.63 times 70 divided by 2, and that is 337.05. Okay, so now I'm just going to type this whole thing right here in my calculator. So 70 times 23 divided by 2 plus 337.05, and that gives me 1,142.05 square inches. All right. Next one asks for lateral of a cylinder, which is just 2 pi RH. Okay, 2 pi RH. So for this one, it's just going to be 2 times pi. 2 times pi times 10 times 13. So just typing this in my calculator, 2 times pi times 10 times 13, and that is 816.81 square feet. All right, and then total surface area of a prism, which I've already wrote that formula, pH plus 2B, total of a prism. So P, capital P is perimeter of the base. Now remember, this is a triangular prism. People are still struggling with this, but this is a triangular prism, which means the triangles are the bases, okay? Yes, it's laying on its side, but the triangles are still the bases. So when I'm looking for P, the perimeter of the base, I'm looking for the perimeter of this triangle down here. Okay? So we're going to add 10 plus 10 plus 12. So I'm going to do 10 plus 10 plus 12 to find the perimeter of the base. So that's going to be 2032. Okay? The H, remember, is the height, the distance between the bases. So the triangles are the bases. So the distance between those bases is 14. Okay? The height of this prism is 14 plus 2, okay, and B is area of the base. So the base again is this triangle, so I've got to find the area of this triangle. And so to find the area of a triangle, you do the base of the triangle times the height divided by 2. Okay, so 12 times 8, 96 divided by 2 is going to be 48. Now I'm going to type this whole thing in to get this overall total surface area. So 32 times 14 plus 2 times 48 ends up with the total surface area of 544 square inches.